Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave with a studio scale AT-AT. This beautiful model was sent to me by some amazing model makers, and I built it several months ago. There's a link to that build in the description. But now it's time to take it to the next level. It was always a diorama. As you see, I've got it on this oval base, and I've got a snowspeeder here, so I'm working on a narrative. And as part of that narrative, I need to actually put some snow down. So the first part of what I'm gonna do in this video is put some snow down underneath him. And then I'm gonna that's the easy part. The hard part is the wiring, because I'm adding lights. And in the last build, I added a bunch of cool lights to the snowspeeder. Hopefully today, I hope to add a red light to the eyes of our AT-AT, and this is Norm's great idea, I'm gonna add a Luke Skywalker hanging from the underside, holding a lightsaber. That's the goal, and part of the reason I worked so hard on wiring in the first build of this was to make sure that I had power and distribution to be able to power Luke. So yeah, we're gonna do a little snow and a little electrical wiring. Oh, right, also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing Cliff Booth's shirt from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I don't usually cosplay as villains. And if you watch that movie and you don't think of Cliff as a villain, I don't know what to tell you. And I don't usually cosplay as villains, but it's so freaking cold in here that this 100% plastic shirt I bought on Etsy does not breathe at all, and it's exactly what I need in chilly weather like this in San Francisco. All right, let's get this guy taken apart. This is terrifying to do this. And we'll peel it up. Wrong one. Okay, this is a very funny solution. Okay, don't you fall. Ha ha ha, that did it. Yep. Woo hoo hoo. That was scary. Okay. It always looked like such a pet. That's the front, right? Yeah, front right foot is up. So. Just making sure I don't cover over my marks. And I include a couple so I don't, because I'm redundant. So we're gonna, this is funny. When I went online to look up snow techniques for model making, thinking I would brush up on model train snow coverage, instead, I came upon a tested video of Kate Sabaker showing how to do the same thing. So I love that our own channel here is providing the research I needed for correct application of snow. And I've picked up some talc powder here to do the snow, but I'm gonna start with Mod Podge, and then I'm gonna let the snow kind of drift on here, and we'll see how we go. This is the Super Matte. Yeah, I'm gonna do that all the way around. And we're going to do the whole outside edge. So let's do that one. Well, that's probably not enough. Oh, it's going to be hard to see. Covering white with white. Oh, this is definitely not going to be enough. feel like I've got most of it. It's time to get messy. Let's try something like this. I have no idea how this is going. I think it's going terribly. But I always think that in the middle of a paint job. I think I have mucked with this enough that it is time for me to sort of let it sit and think about what it's done and what I've done with it. I think I need to let this sit for a couple of hours, or at least an hour, to kind of dry, and then I can brush off what powder there is and see what else I need to do. I think I've done a reasonable sort of full coating, but I have no idea if it looks like snow. So we're going to move on to stage 2 and start to work on the electrics. Here we go. 12.38, excellent. Okay, so now let's see. Positive. Positive. I don't know how to get these out. My wires are too thin. Here, this will do it. Okay, so what this is a little tiny neon bulb. I'm not exactly sure of how it works. It's an EL bulb, it's a neon bulb, it's a bulb. This will be Luke's lightsaber. And if I get this correctly, this should light up. Oh, look at that. That is pretty. Okay, so here we go. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, dude. So I have here, we printed up a couple of different sizes of Luke. This is Luke correctly sized, but this is Luke where the lightsaber is the correct size. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. I don't think when you look at this diorama, you're going to be like, cool lightsaber, but Luke's a little bit out of scale. That's not what's going to happen here. So we're going to have Luke a little bit out of scale. I need to open up his hand to be able to receive this lightsaber. And I need to solder a lead onto this that comes back down the backside. And that's literally going to be like the thinnest piece of wire ever. It turns out I do have some 20 million gauge wire, some super, super fine wire. I'm going to play around with that because I think these go together and get tied as one thing. That's the ideal. I've been toying around with a bunch of different ways to hang this guy and power him. And so just to be clear, he's got to hang about 3 inches below, 3 or 4 inches below the AT-AT body. And what he's hanging from has to power the lightsaber. So I was thinking of using some of this K&S precision spring steel rod and make 2 of them, one insulated and the other glued to it so that those were the things. But I think what I may do is do 1 rod of spring steel and then these 2 things like wrapped around it, make it look more like a cable. And then once, yeah, maybe I don't need the spring steel at all. That's the question. Maybe I don't. Maybe I should try without it. Yeah, that's what I really want to do. What I really want to do is solder this to this and this to this and have that be one piece that goes all the way back. That is how to do this. And is this my gentle one? That's right. Nope. No, I have a gentler one. Gentle. See, this is my gentle wire strippers. I wonder if I'm going to destroy it by soldering it. But there's only one way to find out. I guess the only thing we can do is try soldering. Let's try soldering. And then I feel like if I've got a blue one coming down it, I'm never going to... If I've got a blue housing coming down off the lightsaber, I can... Hello? Hello? There we go. So if I've got a blue housing coming down off the lightsaber, I can spin that to be out of sight for the most part, right? Yeah, because it's not like you're necessarily going to be looking at him from his back. You're going to be looking at him from his front. That's the goal here. We're going to get out some low temperature solder. I don't think I need you. Excellent. Okay. So I want to trim this back as far as it can go. And we just want to touch it to this one. Here we go. That worked. I'm having trouble seeing. All right. That worked. Okay, so now I want to fix the little solder bump on this one. Ah, shoot. Now I want to... Oh. Okay, I might have a lightsaber. We will see. Yeah, okay. So now I want long ass wire. I want to make a long ass wire. That seems like it was successful, but we're going to test it. It's really hard to strip wire this small. Hold on. There we go. And we now should have power. We should now have power. Hey, look at that! Whoa, 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 whoa. Every boy grows up knowing how to make lightsaber sounds. It's a little known fact. Now it's time to make this guy work. I feel like I need all of my faculties here. I'm going to maybe drill a hole under his arm. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. Drill a hole in his arm and have the wires come up back there to come out here. So that's going to be some very fine drilling. I'm waiting for this new Dremel thing that I've ordered, that it was inspired by Stefan Gottsewinter. But I'm still loving this Proxon Dremel. So let me just see about using this to mill some space under his arm. Oh, yes, y'all. Oh my God, that is so satisfying to see his hand grabbing that thing. Okay. So now I want to route those wires. Oh my God. Even these wires being this tiny is such a nightmare. Okay, so great. And we're going to continue carving a little channel underneath his arm to receive these wires so I don't have to see them. Good. Okay. Looking good, looking good, looking good. I haven't broken his thumb yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to glue that in and start to glue in the wires. Terrifying. Okay, good. Up through your armpit, Luke. There it is. Okay, so, right. Yes, yes, look at that. Okay, so I need... Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, let's try and do the blue one now. I can't believe how far I've already gotten. I bought this super thin wire gauge a few months ago because I realized I didn't have anything past 28 gauge. And that's just me looking around the hardware store that is my shop and figuring out what I'm missing. But dude, I've rarely been so grateful that I recently went and got something than this super, super fine, already insulated wire. Oh, I see. Come on. Ah, yes! Look at that! Oh, look at this. I've never routed wires through something so small before. Doink. All right. Dude, I don't see any wires. Do you see any wires? Okay, so now we need to make this hang straight. How do we do that? I'm not exactly sure, but I do know we're going to do a test of this here hanging from this light because that's going to be super cool. And, oh God, I really hope this works here. This will really suck if this doesn't work. Am I all plugged in? Plugged into power, plugged into, here we go. Hey, it works! Dude! Oh my God. All right, stop bouncing around. Dude. I got to go get Norm because he's got to see this because this was all his idea. No, you got to see this.
Yes! Yes! Oh!
Doesn't he look great?
Oh my God. That's the perfect length, right?
Perfect length.
And it's the glow.
Yep. No, and I've routed the wires up through channels I carved under his arms. I mean, it's meant to be seen from one direction. And I got to figure out how to make that perfectly straight. But besides that, I knew you'd love that.
Oh, it's amazing. Gorgeous.
Okay, there we go. Wait. All right. This is just, oh, that's so cool. I just have it taped to the back of the AT-AT, but this is roughly what the diorama will look like. And there'll be a snowspeeder here with lights on. So freaking cool. I'm going to continue working on this, but it'll likely be tomorrow, and I'll be shooting that on the phone instead of on Joey's fancy camera. But I'm going to do the final mounting and straightening of that cable and a placement of it in here, and then I'll start to work on the rest of the wiring. But again, like I said, that'll all be on my normal shooting system. And yeah, I'm so happy that this thing still works. I'm going to keep testing it through every phase of this. And then once we get that secured, then I'll do the final paint job on this and we'll have a diorama. Okay, it's been a little while. I've worked up the nerve. It's time to do the wiring inside this guy. He's already got 12 volts coming in through his foot. So I need to step that down to 3 volts here to power up my little Jedi. Then I need to give my Jedi a cable that's straight. Then I need to paint him, mount him, put lights, red lights up here, and then paint the whole thing. Oh, I love that. I love that. All right. We can do a lot of separate painting before we bring this all back together. So what we've got here is, that's the 12 volts coming in. That's going to the head. Oh, right. I want to open up the head as well. Is it the same? Nope. That's the one next to it. All right, so now we're going to do a test of that. Pop that out. We're just going to put 12 volts into here. There we are. We got light. Aziz light! Okay, that's good. So I'm going to tape that on there. Make this just a little more red. Now, I want to add one more bit of security here. I know there's hot spots in there, but I don't mind that. This is yeah. I don't mind that at all. So, now it's time that this works. Now it's time to wire in the 3 volts. All right, so we're going to try a new connector technology here. These guys, little bus bars that connect to each other. So I've got 3 positive leads and 3 negative leads that I need to connect up in parallel. So, same. So now if I connect these, I should get red light out the front. Yep, okay, I've got red. There we go. That's excellent. And then we should see the Jedi lightsaber light up, as well as the, there it is. We got red light and we got blue light. 1, 2, 3. I love it. So then the question is, I have forgotten whether this is 3 volts or 12 volts. Let's find out. We'll try it at 3. If that doesn't work. Okay, so that's definitely 3 volts. I'm going to label that so I don't forget it. Okay, system's working. I'm happy. Okay. Right, so. All right, we might have what we need there. So now, well, I had to go get my laptop, and then I found some reference for the pilot. I pulled out my Archive X, Star Wars paint set, which is perfect. And then I found this reference which I was trying to print up. And so I'm clicking, here, I'm about to complain about technology. I click print. My computer says connecting to printer. It says connected to printer. Printing. Printed. Meanwhile, my printer is like, I don't know anything. Nothing happened. Nobody sent me anything. I haven't communicated with anybody. They're both on the same network. I checked. Anyway, yes, so we're about to paint a very, very small dude. And we're going to do it according to the rules of painting small figures, which is that you paint them in the order they get dressed. You paint their skin first, then you paint their underclothes, then you paint their overclothes, then you paint stuff on top of that, then you add a final weathering pass. I want to hold on to this thing. I want to hold on to it with a little bit of verve. want a real positive grab so I can, manipulate it, as it were. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, great. Great. So then, oh yeah, I can hold on to it with my machinist vise. Awesome. Look at that. So first up is some flesh. We do flesh and then we do the orange. Yeah. Flesh and then orange. And I believe we're going to be working with this reefer orange. Mud, buff, olive. Let's see here. What do we got? Reefer white, alliance white. Okay, I think the flesh is going to be a buff. Foundation. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Yep, he's in focus. My Jedi, the lightsaber is still protected by a piece of heat shrink, but there he is. I'm happy with the layout of the paint, and now it's time to give him a gray wash. Let us see here. So I've also given him I've also given him a coat of matte finish to create a barrier between the paint is currently on him and the paint I'm putting on him. I always like barrier coats between the parts of my painting. The isopropyl helps the wash to thin out and fill into the corners. After using my brush to lay down some of the wash paint, I'm now, with my brush dried out, using it to pick up some of the wash paint, and it's staying in some of the corners, just creating little extra bits of detail. Yeah, already a vast improvement. I think I may come at this with some oils, That wash helped a lot, but not enough. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of oil work on this now. Okay, come on in. There you go. Oh, hey. Why, come on in. Macro. All right, I'm really happy with this guy. Well, it's time. It's time to install our Jedi. All right, so we're coming out right about here, right in the middle. Yep, that's about where he came in. And he came in on the left. And I think I'm going to go more towards the center. So I got to clean shot. And I want to be sure that I'm upright. Okay, so now we got to get this business right. Okay, it's going to be threading the two tiny wires. That's good. And then I'm going to turn this beast back over. Yep, there we go. Now I want to thread those wires through my holding tube. And there we go. Look at that. So you know what, actually, yeah, I mean, he's just kind of hanging there. It's not like, yeah. So I want to connect this to that, and we're going to go with the same connectors here. Hold on. And that's the other, excellent. Positive goes in here all the way through, and then close down. That's nice and solid. And then positive comes in here and goes all the way through. Come on. Great. And then negative, that's this one, comes in here, goes all the way through, and that's secure. And then negative, and that's secure. Okay, so now I want to double check and make sure that I've actually got continuity. So we're going to cut these down here. I'm just going to make sure that we have continuity again. Not just continuity, but that the power systems are now all working. And, oh yeah, which one is positive? That's a good question. I painted it, so I can't tell. That's negative, and that's positive. So white is positive. Yeah, you'll still see the Jedi light up. Okay, so white is positive. Yep. And black is negative. Excellent. Hey, look at that! What I did here was, that was really bright before, and it was like washing out everything photographically. And since I built this to be photographed, that was too bright. So I was playing around with some different resistors, and an 82 ohm resistor got this to just the perfect brightness on camera. Yeah, I'm like, that I'm happy with. Let's zoom in. Yeah, see that? That's great. That I'm really happy with. Yeah. So I think it's incumbent upon me to put it together. Yeah, it's time. So that lives there. These are here. That is going to be part of the base. That go away. That stays there with that. This can go back. And I think that's all that we'll do. I'm just going to run a piece of tape across the top of this just to sort of hold it in its orientation, but I don't need to do much more than that. That I'm happy with. That all works. So we can go ahead and drop this guy. Excellent. And I think I have 2 more that go up here. Oh, wow. Look at you. You're just perfect, aren't you? Oh, I'm so happy with how you look there. I will, I'm just going to put a little foil around the dude, and then we'll repaint the cable if we need to. But this will allow me to have him covered without too much stress on him. All right, we're running, right? Yeah, so we're going to tape up some stuff. We're going to mask off some things. I really am thinking that this is the backside, but still I want to do some coloring of it. Yeah. So we'll start with some panelization, knocking out just a few panels for some broad details. They didn't do a ton on this model. They did like a couple of these doors where they had them to be slightly different grays. And then the whole sequence goes right to left, traveling this way. The rebels are over here, the adepts are over here. They're all heading towards each other. Call out a panel on top here. I'm not gonna make this a slavish replica of the paint job because that's less fun. I'm gonna make this I'm just gonna get close. I'm gonna do it the way I would be doing it in the spray booth at ILM. And I'll occasionally check reference to see the kind of things that they called out on the real model. But yeah, it's edge details and it's streaks. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out maybe just give that one a dusting of a different gray.
How would you like it if someone pulled an apple off of you?
The scariest villains, those frickin' apple trees. I'm just protecting around so I don't get overspray. Overspray is boring. What do I have here? Is this a gray? No, that's a white. Is this a gray? No, that's a white. Okay. I'm just adding some slightly darker details here and there. That's all, just to break it up. I'm going to be using this this wash, this black wash by Vallejo, and I'm going to be brushing it on and brushing it off. So I'll show you how I'm doing this. I'm just doing a little bit like this, a little bit like that, and then so. Yep, a little bit of detail, and then detail off. And then you're just looking for the paint to hit panel lines here. And to just kind of work its way into the corners, adding detail. Yeah, nice. Okay, so, and then we'll go in and dirty this up significantly more, but this is great for this pass. I'm really happy. I like to pull lots back off. Gives me more freedom later. I'll put it back on. I'll take it off, I'll put it back on. I'll take it off, I'll put it back on. This is working really great. I get a bunch of wash up here. I spread it down. I get it into the corners. Then I spread it around. And while it's still wet, hold on. I'll bring it down. See that? If I want to take down the value of any of this wash later, I certainly can. So yeah, we'll go from there. It's very, I feel a lot of affection for this guy. He's very much like a creature, you know? Right. We're going to turn him over and pour him out. I'm just laying this down to not scratch him. It's because he's beat up, that probably doesn't matter that much, but I want to age the inside, and it's better to do it this way. Yes, and also I can get to some detailed things that I couldn't see before. So I'm going to turn on some music because it's really hard to do this silently all day. Okay, so I have left the main carcass undone because that's the most fun part. I'm really pleased with how filthy this is. It doesn't look as filthy on camera as it does in real life, which is awesome. It's just how I wanted it. So now we're going to hit this bad boy, and then we'll be ready for some rust streaks and some dirt streaks, which are two different streaks. So we're going to get some of this going on here. See that? See that? Oh, great. See how much detail comes out when you do it like this? Just getting it laying into the corners there. You can see this, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this here. It's always scary. Don't get me wrong. Always scary to dump a bunch of paint on a thing that is that you've been working on. Oh, I'll default by taking off too much at the beginning. Okay, so we could use some more in here. Yep. Okay. Excellent. Good. Yeah. All right, let's do the other side. Got a fingerprint over there. There's very much a streakiness to the paint job of this, and I'm still going to take some of this dirt off. Let's go for the top. Oh wait, do the top front. Sorry. So I look at this thing and I think I put it together, I painted it, and then I think about all those guys back in 79 making 70, yeah, in 79 making metal armatures for however many of these, 6 or 8. And then there were multiple sizes. All right, I'm going to have to go and get some stuff because we're having a Lego party tonight in the cave. I'm really pleased with how dirty this is. It's actually got a really nice variegation on camera. The weather wash is just really, really good. I noticed in looking at some close-ups that some of them have tons of streaks coming out of each of these details. Some of the adits don't have very much at all. I'm going to do a hybrid of those, but really specifically, I definitely noticed in looking at some screenshots and watching the film again, that there's some rust coming down from some of these pieces here that I'm going to get. And I think that'll help a lot. And then I'll also add in, and for rust, I'm going to use 3 different colors. I'm going to use this roof brown. These are all Archive X colors. Roof brown, a rust, actual name rust. And then I'm also going to use this little bright reefer orange. Rust is never a single brown. It's never a single brown. It's always a mixture of browns, and that is how I'm going to do it. I'm also going to, this spritz bottle full of isopropyl. I like to use the isopropyl to move the acrylic around, as I've been saying, because it tends to thin the acrylic and get it to sit in the tinier interstices here. But this spray bottle puts out like too fat a spray, like the droplets are too fat. So I'm going to actually use this little, I think this is like an apothecary or you call someone who works with scents, a perfumier kind of bottle. And I'm hoping it'll give me a slightly better, a little better of a mist when I do this. So let's see here. Just pour a little bit in. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. It's a reliable joke for me. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Woo! Ow! Cut finder. Okay, get a little bit of water. When you add water to your acrylics, it can sometimes make them bead a lot, and isopropyl alcohol can help run that problem off at the pass. Yeah, I'll just that's good. Yeah, nice rusty leg. Very happy with that. Get a little more in there. If it's around, it's all over the place. That just picks that detail up really nicely. And same here. I'm going to do that in here. I'm going to get a little bit going on just like that to that. Just inside the line details and then pull them out. See that? Just that. All right. We're just going to continue doing that. Do there. There. And you cover different details on each pass sometimes. That's great. The direction of shift is really good. The direction that so I often will brush things off in the direction they would be falling. Yeah, some of that business here. Oh, just go through and we just keep on looking for spots that need a little more attention. I was moving some brush around and I broke Luke's lightsaber. I broke his lightsaber. I deprived the Jedi of his tool. Well, we're going to keep on painting. Okay. So I've gone and painted all in there and stuff. He's not even that removable. I would really like to do this in situ, so I'm really going to try. That may be folly, but we're going to give it a shot. So I have two wires coming through here. And one has to go to one end and the other to the other. Oh my God, I'm such a nincompoop. Luckily, I have two lightsabers left. 1 and 2. All right, so I can screw this up one more time. Okay, that lights it. Got it. Got the last of it out there. Okay. Oh my God, I broke another one. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have one left. Oh my God. Come on. Come on, Decker. Okay. Last one. This is high drama, high stakes. If I mess this up, I'm gonna have to wait to order another one. All right, so let me just poke this guy out of here. Let's, oh, and you broke too, didn't you? Okay, all right. So. Let's see if I actually got that to work. Do that. If I got the bottom connection right, I should be able to short this lead and get light. Let's see if I got it. Okay, that should, oh, right. I should be able to light that up. Okay, let's see here. Yep, okay, good. Right. I got it. For the record. Look. That's on-set work for you. You spend a whole bunch of time doing something and then it breaks in situ and you've got to fix it in situ. That is 100% being in the barrel in special effects. And I have done repairs like that with, 50 people watching while we're waiting to get this dumb shot. I'm gonna call it. It's done. My ad is finished. I think Norm wants to get some beautiful, sweeping, moving shots through this, but we're gonna call this one finito because I can't handle the stress anymore of working on this thing. Ooh, we had 4 lightsabers to begin with. I have broken 3. Yeah. Whew. Crazy. Yeah, I wrapped too soon. I'll be honest, I was very upset at myself for messing up the lightsaber and having to replace it 2 more times. I was frustrated. That's rated F for frustrated. But there's still some painting to do on this. And I have some reference material Really what I want to do now, I want to add the snow. This is a paint job that keeps showing up online. It's got long black streaks from almost every single divot up here. And that's not super common. This is a larger than studio scale. I think this is one of the falling over AT-ATs, but I am not going to go for full perfect black on every single thing. I just don't like this enough. I don't know whether that's a background one or not, but they're all painted a little different. Shot to shot, they're all a little different. Totally understandable. But what I'm really looking for here is where the snow is gathering. By the way, these were printed out of my phone, and I'm really, it's not enough to be said about the convenience of being able to pull up an image on your phone, send it to your printer, and having it print out full scale. It's really good for me here. So I'm going to use these bits of reference material I have to carefully add some paint. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to add a little bit of titanium white acrylic paint and I'm just going to put it where it goes. And then each time I do, I'm going to use a squeeze bulb and I'm going to spray a little bit of the talc on there just to coat the paint. Then I'm going to dry it with my handheld little dryer here. I hate this wire thing. Gone, away with you. Other than that, I'm really pleased with this paint job. And frankly, I want to talk about how much I really like these Vallejo washes. These are for doing fine character work and high detail painting, and they are great for that. I have two different rusts, rust and dark rust, which I'm very pleased about. This black, most of this weathering was done with this. And the rust work I've got in here is great. I'm really like, this is my favorite kind of paint job, as you know. So yeah, we're gonna take this reference. I've even got the goodbye end. I've never heard that before. Never thought of that before. The goodbye end. Say goodbye to my goodbye end. Don't let the door hit you in your goodbye end on the way out. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna start to do some painting. I've been a lot of foolish things. So now I want to make sure I've got rust wherever I want rust and dark wherever I want dark. So I'm going to do a little bit of this sort of a maintenance paint job. Just kind of look around, see what catches my eye, give it a little bit of adjustment here and there. Oh, wait, I need a bucket of water. A little bit in here. Okay. And I'm going to actually use this reference here as a painting guide for that top. Yeah. Dude, I'm really happy with that. All right, let's start looking over here. A little bit. Yeah. All right, there's some. So there's some here. All right, I think it's all over but the crying and screaming. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the scale that the snow adds and the technique of using acrylic to create a little bit of snow volume and then hit that with talc so that the top is dusty is really good. It really sells. I'm very, like I said, I'm really, really happy. Okay, this is finally done. This has been a long journey. These models are non-trivial. All right. Thank you guys for joining me for